And now, the credits you were warned about. Presented without regret by Churels Against Colonial Blazers. Debate Island was directed by the spirit of your Nani, who warned you about boys in blazers. The aunt who said, Beta, he's not deep, he's just privileged. The one friend who saw the red flags on day one. The collective rage of Lahore's unpaid emotional labor. The last brain cell you had before you matched with him. The girl he called crazy, but her sari has more range than his podcast. Produced by imported coffee, inherited chaos, and post-colonial confusion. Overdue therapy, underpaid staff, and one last nerve. Silk saris, silent screaming, and structural inequality. Your mother's jewelry, your father's disappointments, and one useless cousin. Unread texts, rewritten history, and a mild tantrum. LGS baggage, HSonian nonsense, and your favorite mistake. Written by women who survived debate club mansplaining and still have all their brain cells. Girls who read theory and remember everything you forgot you said. Survivors of progressive think pieces and academic betrayal. Those who were called too much and still made space for others. Women who took minutes, collected receipts, and wrote the last word. Costumes by post-traumatic chiffon, unresolved grief and gold thread, dry-cleaned rage and mother's disapproval, vintage sari, modern scandal. Makeup by highlighted trauma and a bit of spark. Foundation by cracks we pretend aren't there. Concealer by collective disappointment. Blush by every time I said it's fine. Highlighter by delusions and Instagram filters. Contour by sharp jawlines and sharper boundaries. Setting powder by ashes of what we don't talk about. Setting spray by for when you cry in public but still look hot. Mascara by lifted lashes and emotional baggage. Eyeliner by perfect wing, poor decisions. Kajal by heritage and unprocessed grief. Eyeshadow by repressed memories in 4 shades. Lipstick by what I should have said but didn't. Lip liner by lines I now refuse to cross. Brow pencil by reclaiming the arch of my story. Makeup remover by the end of another pretend conversation. Powered by Nepo babies and unpaid bills. Lightning by the glow of generational wealth. By the garmi of unspoken inheritance disputes. By the flashback of family drama. Sound. Recorded on location, edited in therapy. Echoes of self-importance reverberating across generations. That one argument you replayed in your head for years. High-fidelity gaslighting. Funded by emotional depth and ambient whining. Soundtrack by his failed debate round and your last nerve. Backed by the droning of uncles and their useless opinions. Mastered by women who were interrupted mid-sentence. Catering. Leftovers from the colonial buffet. Tea, biscuits, and patriarchy. Platters of performative progressivism. Aged entitlement on toast. Unpaid interns with a sight of silence. Samosas stuffed with generational trauma. Nihari slow-cooked in male mediocrity. Crumbs from the donor-funded table. Imported bottled water and local double standards. One slice of wedding cake from a marriage that ended in therapy. The same chai he offers every woman before ruining her week. transportation, provided by daddy's old boys network, enforced by uncles who still think they matter, verified by one retired brigadier and an expired card, backed by fake PI licenses and real threats, secured via WhatsApp voice notes and legacy ego, installed by the same cousin who got you into trouble in 2004, compromised by gossip but strengthened by golf, made possible by favor banking and fear, signed off by someone's father who once gave a speech, monitored by men with no real jobs but too much access, headed by that one friend who shows up when there's drama. Fact checking. Not required. He went to HSN. Horse wrangler. Hey Sahib. Emotionally retired. Location? Somewhere between denial and defense phase 5. No, it was filmed on location at the edge of HSN College. Set design. Mahogany, ego, and echoes of empire. Imported furniture and inherited insecurity. A drawing room where no one listens. Walls lined with degrees in denial. Decor by colonial hangover and interior misogyny. Stage for reputation, not comfort. Persian rugs and personality disorders. A sofa reserved for sons and silent women. Lightning by guilt, flooring by suppression. Built on land that was never theirs but always theirs to claim. And one ornate mirror no one dares look into. Emotional support. The Churel hotline staffed by women who refused to be impressed. The therapist who said, "This will never work out." The friend who sent a meme instead of advice, but it worked. The aunt who finally said, "Beta, he's trash." The nanny who said, "You will leave him eventually. Come to your senses and leave him, please." Your inner child loosely supervised. A group chat called "Block Him Again." The ex who's still in love with you, but now just funds your projects. Also starring the woman he used for triangulation. Low blood pressure and high standards. Paranoia dressed as gut instinct. Delayed rage and designer shoes. A nicely framed boundary. The screenshot folder he forgot you had. A nervous system trained by patriarchy. The part of you that's done explaining. An apology that took too long and changed nothing. Your last fuck, spent quietly at a dinner. Trigger warnings ignored by him but given anyway. Boundaries. Clarity. A calm tone. Google Calendar invites. Your actual needs. The word no. The phrase, "This feels familiar." When you use the term emotional labor and he got defensive. The moment you quoted him accurately. Every time you said, "This isn't working," and meant it. Special thanks to every woman who has ever smiled politely while plotting escape. To the friend who said, "Don't go back," even when you already had. To the women who texted, "Update," instead of "why." To everyone who watched you break the pattern and cheered silently. To the one who offered her sofa, no questions asked. To the auntie who finally said, "You can do better." To those who called it abuse before you could. To every girl who took the blame and now tells the story. To the women who left the chat and then the country. And to every churel who stayed just long enough to make copies. No HSonians were harmed during this production, but many were gently roasted. Here's our legal disclaimer. All blazers featured are fictional. Any resemblance to real Hsonians living or polo playing is pure coincidence and tragic. Additional disclaimers. This production does not endorse colonial blazers, emotional tantrums, or unpaid internships in the name of feminism. Side effects may include unmatched Bumble profiles and decreased access to Daddy's network. No churels were possessed during filming. They arrived fully activated. This petition was brought to you by high standards and low patience. Emotional damage was simulated, unlike his apology. Viewer discretion advised if you've ever quoted Plato to avoid accountability. Funded by the Ministry of Mansplaining Rehabilitation. Because perseverance commands expulsion.